because I've got the party gal back in the studio this morning. Welcome, Kaylin Geyser, back in the studio. Cupcakes and bubbles. Okay, is this not? Do you not always have parties? Last time you were here, we had a party.
We did.
Okay, and
yes.
It was my first live party on air.
Yes.
And then now we're coming back to talk about parties and events because that's what we do.
We do.
We
do
love
a lot of it. Yes.
And you do it quite well,
yes.
I have to say.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. So, how was your morning this morning? You were kind of telling me a little bit about taking the kids back to school.
Yeah.
What's that like?
It's awesome. Like, it's great. It was, we had to, right now we're in this, we had to pick whether or not they were going to stay home and do their online thing, or if they actually were going to go into school.
Okay.
And so we picked the in-person for sure. They can go. They are okay.
Just sit. Put your mask on. I'll be back.
Yes. So we, it's totally interesting too, because they have to wear the mask. They have, different things. So this morning we had to meet the teacher, and we had to meet them outside at, each person had a set time.
Okay.
And then they took the kids in and took them into their classrooms and then left the parents outside. So for 30 minutes, I'm like,
you're just standing out
it's only 100 degrees outside. I'm dying.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So you made it through it.
We made it through it.
So day down, we'll see how it goes. Kids will come home until
school starts on Friday.
Oh, it starts on Friday. So today was more just meet and greet.
Meet and greet.
Okay.
And then I'm excited because it sounds like most of the school districts have decided not to go back till September. So I thought it would have been cool to have an extended summer. We can do some more things, but actually they might dip into our next summer if that happens, right?
Well,
so
I don't complain there.
No,
can't complain
they
there.
need to go to school.
I'm excited. You're excited. We're excited because we've got a big announcement today.
We do.
So I have to tell the story. We were probably sitting maybe back in, I guess it was January, February, or whatever, and we were talking.
Before COVID.
Before COVID, we were having cocktails, and we were talking about.
It was my birthday.
Oh, it was your birthday. We were celebrating your birthday. That's right.
Yes.
And we were having. That's why we were having cocktails and sushi and celebrating you. And I remember saying to you, "Oh my gosh, I'm going to kind of launch the events business and things of that nature," and I kind of talked to you about that, and we had talked about doing a charity event together, which we still will. But then I said, hey, when I kick this off, we've got to do something together.
We have to.
And so here we are.
Yes.
And so I think it's so exciting because we're collaborating and we're doing literally a virtual happy hour tutorial, which will kind of talk people through events and parties, and what better place than to have it at your place.
It's going to be great.
Let's talk a little bit about your place. How's that going? And cupcakes and bubbles, yes. How's it going?
It's going really good. Well, we just are taking every day in stride. We are obviously slow, not as busy as we were before COVID.
Sure.
But, we've done a lot of things as far as making sure that the store is 100% safe for our employees, our customers. I mean, we've had the whole thing, sprayed down. We've had a lab come in and test all the major test points. And so, so we spent a lot of money making sure everything is, we're doing things right and everything's solid. But, it's still very slow because I don't think a lot of people want to get out and do things. So, we've talked about doing wine parties at people's houses.
Yeah.
We've talked about doing wine parties online, which is what we're going to do.
Yeah,
too,
so everyone, don't you fret.
Yes.
What she's basically saying is Kashay and Kaylin have come together. So all of your worries about parties and events, we're going to collaborate. We're going to come up with some amazing ideas.
Yes,
so keep going.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So we, we want to be able to bring our concept to people's homes, and whether or not they want to, we can deliver what we're going to do, our wine tasting, and then they can tune in and then do a virtual wine tasting. It'd be great.
Yeah.
And that we can take cupcakes too, so they can taste cupcakes and whatever. So
we're exploring all kind of ideas.
We are, and we're going to talk
that.
about all kinds of things, events related, and we're going to talk about your new business, and we're going to just kind of marry the two together, and it's going to be so much fun.
We had always said, after the first time you were ever on the show, I remember, and we went to lunch, I don't know which time, but there was such a we talked about synergy. You come from the corporate background, I come from the corporate background, and the connection between us, we said, oh my God, we have to do something. We didn't know when, but now's the time, and I think I'm so excited. I mean, and we'll talk a little bit more, but so we're going to toast, but before we toast, you have to tell the story about the rosé you brought.
Would
right?
love to. Yes.
Oh my gosh!
Yes. So, well, it's really funny this morning because I already knew that I was meeting with Kashay, but she just says,
she knew.
Don't forget to bring a bottle.
Don't bring a bottle. Forget you're the lady of all the champagne.
So I just thought, okay, cool, we're drinking today.
Yeah.
So,
oh well,
can I do that?
We've never done that before.
Never. So I brought a really fun bottle today, and it's a rosé, but it's called LVE. It is actually one of John Legend's new
who knew
line. Yeah,
John Legend, the singer, has his own line now.
He's awesome. In fact, we took a picture of one of his. He's got still wine, he's got rosés, he's got bubbles, he's got still wine in a can, and so we ended up taking a picture, and he was the first person to like it on Instagram. Like,
oh my gosh!
Yeah. So, but he's partnered with one of our. I guess main
distributors, or
yeah, he's kind of a distributor. Yeah, so we're an ambassador for his brand, and so he and John Legend have come together and created this. This group of wine, and it's great. It's so fun.
So talk to us a little bit about that. Like, how do you go about in selecting? Are you online? Are you sourcing? Are people calling you? So people out there, I mean, you have such an amazing collection. If you haven't been, we're going to show, obviously, I've got like tons of pictures. Poor Carlos and Cara. I have all these pictures from Cupcakes and Bubbles. Then we're going to show some after a commercial. But the whole, from your creation of the shop, how you designed it, how you pick your wine. Tell people a little bit about the story and how that works.
So, I go through 3 main distributors. I try to keep it very small. A lot of it's very boutique. I don't carry anything that you're going to, mostly, except for the main brands, right? But most of the stuff that we get is... can't find in grocery stores, so we kind of keep it eclectic and boutique-ish. So, so I basically talk to our distributors, and every once in a while, they'll bring in, the winemaker from the brand, or in this case, they actually brought the owner, and he came to the store, and he was great. We taste every single thing that comes into the store. We make sure that it fits our brand, it fits our clientele, and we don't just pick up anything random. So everything is tried and true before we actually.
And Cupcakes and Bubbles has been open now. How long?
2 years.
2 years now. I mean, and you've done so much. Like, I mean, you have. And after commercial, I'm going to show some of your online. You have like stuff you sell online.
We do.
I mean, you've got. And
I haven't even told you yet.
See, I do my homework. Kashay does her homework. Yeah.
But if you go to the store online, we have a new clothing brand.
Yeah. See, I mean,
it's cool.
I was like, I saw that. I'm like, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? So there's your website right there. They're kind of going to skim through it a little bit. But yeah, so you've just, like you said, keeping yourself busy. I think in this market today we live in. I mean, let's talk a little bit. Let's talk obviously your corporate background and having that business sense, and then launching your venture here 2 years in, being innovative.
Yes.
How do you stay relevant? How do you? I mean, those kind of things. You're always having to think, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And I've done things that I thought I would never do. And that's one of those things. Like from the very beginning, it's like, no, we're not going to do this. We're not going to get into this. Like we're going to keep it simple. And then especially when COVID hit, it's like it's one of those things. Like we started selling. We had some T-shirts and whatnot in the shop, and of course that was the fastest to go. And with the gifts online, it's always the clothes part that people kind of buy. So we want to do our own sip and shops too in the store, and we'll have
Which is great.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
I was just about to talk about that.
I just kind of was like, that's kind of what brings people in and together is and now we can like. And though I did not ever want to get into it and bring something else into the mix, it has become a really cool, we've got the desserts, we've got the champagne, and now we have the clothes to go along with it. So it's more of a fun kind of an environment to
it almost becomes its own form of one. You start off with one idea, and as time grows, it takes its own form.
That's it,
and you have to be open. Is what you're saying. First, we have our perimeters, and that as business people, you say, well, this is what I envision. This is my plan, and then as you start to go, the waves move you, and it's like becomes something completely different.
And then of course we had with the COVID and everything, we had to stop doing events. So then it was like, what do we do? That's our that's like what we live for.
That's your thing.
So I had to kind of nix that for a little bit and bring in the other passion, which is clothes.
Right, which is amazing. Darn. So her shoe collection will be coming shortly. Having said that, no, I'm teasing.
I mean, yes.
No, but we'll take a quick commercial, and we will be right back. Yes.
Okay.
Cupcakes and Bubbles, located at 26400 Kirkendall Road in Tomball, Texas. Cupcakes and Bubbles has the sweetest and most delicious cupcakes for the entire family. From chocolate raspberry, strawberry rhubars, cookies and cream, and the most popular among kids, the s'mores cupcake. Come and enjoy our cupcakes with a glass of your favorite bubbles. Visit www.cupcakesandbubbles.com for the complete list of our delicious cupcakes. Order online through our webpage. DoorDash and Uber Eats is available too. Enjoy life's sweetest moments with Cupcakes and Bubbles.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
Tune in your brand today. The Jenna Klein collection is here. Elaborated with natural products. Give yourself a compliment with our organic lip glosses in more than 15 shades. With the Jenna Klein lip gloss collection, you can hydrate your lips and keep that glamorous look that you need. Turn on your glam. Visit jennaklein.com. And don't forget our skincare collection with natural ingredients that will improve the skin's appearance and prevent visible signs of aging. We have everything you need to achieve smooth and vitalized skin. jennaklein.com. Turn on your glam today.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
Wow. Welcome back to Today with Kashay. I am sampling here. I say sample. This is my sample.
We only have 30 seconds.
I'm sampling the rosé from John Legend's collection, the LVE. This is it's so light and crisp.
It is. It's very
This
nice.
is so nice.
It's nice, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
so
very nice.
again, we've got Kaylin. I'm sitting here talking. We've got Kaylin Gleiser in the studio from Cupcakes and Bubbles. Can't you tell? All off track here. We're talking about our new venture here and kind of literally how things have transformed.
Yes.
Cupcakes and Bubbles, if you haven't been yet, and please show Cara again some of the pictures from there. But if you haven't been, it's the only Cupcakes and Bubble place here in town. So amazing.
Thank you.
You have organic cupcakes.
Yes.
So they're all naturally made.
Yes.
Wonderfully tasting, paired with champagnes. You do wines. And things of that nature. So we're here to talk a little bit more about, obviously, Cupcakes and Bubbles, but also our online virtual happy hours and many events that we're going to be doing. So welcome back in the studio, right?
Yes.
So let's do that. Let's walk a little bit through Cara. I want to show some of her party packages, some of the kind of the setup that she has in the studio. Oh, actually, at the shop, we call the studio. Oh, so you offer party packages. And
We
I know
do.
That's a little wide, but it is what it is. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Yeah.
You know, we start with like the smaller party. We've got something where if a group of 10 to 12 ladies want to just come in and hang out at the table, it comes with 2 bottles of champagne and 12 cupcakes. And so that's for like a little what we call like a little social gathering and whatnot.
Okay. Group of ladies just want to kind of come in and do that. Okay.
Yeah. And then we've got our showers and whatnot. And what we like to do is if it's a group of like 20, they have that whole back area. They're allowed to bring in, outside food, as long as it's no nuts because we're peanut free or nut free.
Right. You want to make sure allergies and all that.
And so we usually it's just a minimum spend of $3.25, and so basically that includes the cupcakes and all the alcohol, and it's easier to price it that way. We don't charge for the actual room itself.
Okay.
And then if they have any, we are a 50 capacity limit space, so. If they have more than about 25 people, then they can do a buyout and they can have the whole store for 2 hours.
Wow.
And that's just a minimum buyout as well. And it kind of breaks down to, depending on how many people. Right. It breaks down to like $15 to $20 per person.
And what makes it amazing is, think about this. Think about this. I need everyone to visualize this rather. You go in and you're thinking, it can be as simple as I'm going in, buying a quick cupcake, a bottle of champagne, I'm gone, or a dozen, all the way to buying the whole place out and having a social there. You talk about socials, you think you can have, like you said, trunk shows, you can have a dinner party event. I mean, you could take it up.
Yeah.
That is amazing. I mean, the concept of going from just a cupcake place with champagne all the way to an event venue.
Oh, yeah, for
that's
sure.
huge.
Yeah.
And that's a great niche idea.
Yeah.
And I love that.
Yeah,
and I
mean,
that.
we can also take it on the road. You know, we have a catering menu.
Yeah, let's talk about that.
We got a van.
She has the party van.
Yes, and we have a mobile champagne kegerator. So, I mean, we can definitely go
Which
anywhere.
is great during this time. We
Yes.
can, so one of the things we can talk about, obviously, and we'll get more into the virtual happy hour that we're planning, but it is the social distancing. People are maybe, hey, I don't necessarily want to go, but you have the van where you can come to them.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
so the same concept that they wanted to do in person can be done at home.
Correct.
Or in a place that they feel more comfortable
Yes.
with, and with the amount of people.
Oh, yeah.
And so, again, it's being innovative and really moving things with the way that things are right now.
Right.
What you say?
Yeah, we've definitely had to do things on the fly and come up with, just stuff just overnight. So
Sure.
it's been
fun. So what made you the clothing line? Let's talk a little bit about some of the clothing features or pieces that you have. What are you offering? Is it shirts? Is it hats? And
No, so it's we've got it's a lot of shirts, it's jeans, it's t-shirts. We do have home gifts, wine gifts.
Wow, look at this.
It's we've got kind of no accessories yet. We're just kind of just doing clothing. I've kind of just went through and kind of picked it out. We do have a fun line that's Mommy and Me.
And so when did this launch? That is so cute.
Well, I haven't really launched it yet.
Okay. Well, we're launching it right now.
Yeah, we pretty much are.
Okay, let's do this. So right now, Cupcakes and Bubbles is officially launching online, where you can purchase some literally its own store.
Yeah.
And so keep going. I'm sorry. This is fascinating. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been fun. So we've got we've kind of gone through, hand selected all the pieces. We've got international pieces. We've got. I haven't added anything yet. I do have some pieces from Gucci and Philip Plein. So we've got some high-end
What the
stuff.
heck?
I know. So
Okay. Cupcakes and Bubbles. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
No.
So it's really exciting. So we've got some really high-end stuff, and then
Well,
we've got
I wonder who was behind that for sure.
Yeah.
You didn't need a marketing director to help you with that one. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, so we've got stuff for just your basic things that you wear pull out your closet.
Well, for
all the time.
example,
Yeah.
I brought some things in the studio today. I love what you're doing because one of the things that I think, and you can chime in, I wanted to bring in was people talk about, what are some of the must-haves in a lot of things? Well, what are the must-haves of an event? What are the must-haves of a party?
That's right.
And I always think there are some staples, and this is I get so excited about this, right? And so there are two must-haves that I think, and this is kind of back and forth here. It's one, flowers.
Yes.
Every party, every event, get ready, people, have to have flowers. Now, how much you have, how little you have, varies.
Yes.
What type of flowers you have, which kind, all that varies.
Yeah.
But that's a staple.
It's just a statement. It smells great. You have them in a little arrangement in the bathroom or in the kitchen. Just placed everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So flowers are definitely
Very important. And then the second thing I always say is some gifts.
Yes.
You always have to have some giveaways. And it doesn't have to be a lot. And I brought in the studio this morning or this afternoon, whatever time it is. It's rosé time. That I brought in here, so you're having a little party or you're having an event. And we're going to do more of this. We'll talk on some of the virtual, if you register. We'll talk about that in a minute for the virtual happy hour tutorial. But I just want to kind of touch a little bit today. Say you're on a budget and you're like, okay, I'm having this party and I'm having this event, but you have to be creative.
Right.
I look at this. You could be as simple as, remember the note cards?
Yes.
So you made an amazing drink or you made an amazing recipe.
Or if you had a drink for the party, you made a certain drink, you had a certain cocktail for 2 or whatever. You can write that on that card and
Write it
share
on the card.
share the recipe
and put a little coaster on the back and put a little bow, and
Yes.
everybody gets. That's inexpensive.
Correct. And we always we do a champagne sangria at our parties, and everybody loves it. It's the first thing that's gone, so that would be perfect.
That's
to
perfect
just
for that.
Write the recipe
Inexpensive.
down.
It's a giveaway. But the reason why is I always said when someone leaves, they need to leave with something. They need something
Right.
that connects them.
Yes.
I mean, they're going to leave with the experience
Yes.
and the stories and the memories and being around the people. But they also, you want a token.
Yes.
That you were here. And I always say put a little date.
Absolutely.
Date it, stamp it, show that that's your, the thing.
Yep.
And then, there are all kind of little things you can do. Or you can have, whether it's little matchsticks that have the date of the party and your little logo on there or something. Always something cute and creative.
Correct.
I don't know if you agree with this, but I always talk about having the party closet. Having
Yes.
a closet
Yes.
that has,
100%.
and it's labeled, and
Yeah.
it's throughout the year.
Yeah.
You're out and about. You're
Yep.
finding online now at Cupcakes and Bubbles. You can, but you can order things. You can,
Yes.
go and you're finding these things. You're putting them in there so that when
Right.
you do have this event,
Yes.
you do have this. You go, and it helps you kind of build your theme.
It does.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's easy.
All the way up. I mean, depending on the party. I brought in some, whether if it's going up a notch, you've got Louis Vuitton. You go in there and let's say it's a higher end event. You want to, it depends on your budget.
Sure.
Again, I'm telling people going, what is she pulling out a Louis Vuitton box? Are you crazy, Kashay? No, it depends on your budget.
It does.
It depends on the party.
Yeah.
It can be as simple as this, or it could be little cookies
Yep.
and a little bit cupcakes, like you
Right.
said, things of
Yep.
that nature. All the way up to, the Hermes, things of that nature. But the key is to have little tokens. I love these little bags, the little drawstring
Yep.
bags.
Yeah.
You can have cute little gift cards in them. Also, the other thing I always say is the decorations.
Yes.
Let's talk about decorations.
100%.
Okay, let me try. I'll talk forever. So let me turn it over to you. What do you think about the separation between a party or an event you walk in that is just a party or an event,
Yeah.
and then you walk into one where even the little straws are cute, the feel from the what's the difference in how that comes across and what that feels like to you?
So, I used to do huge, everything had to be part of the theme, every single aspect of it. And then as we do so many events, it starts becoming, it does become overwhelming. So, when we talk about doing parties, even for the little kids and whatnot, sometimes I feel less is better. It's pick
Agree.
certain spots. If you're gonna use the same event space, you kind of walk through the event space, visualize how people are going to respond when they walk in. Do you need something at the front door? Do you need something when they walk in and there's a sign and there's flowers or balloons or just something small to let them welcome them to your event? And then
It's a present.
right. And then of course you've got to have your food display if you have food out, right? If it's not a catered event. And and that's where your flowers come in between, or you have the setup and whatnot.
I'm going to throw you, ma'am, for a minute. So
Yeah.
what went into, there's some more pictures, the different pairings. What went into the planning of your 40th birthday party? Do you want to tell everybody about how simple that was?
Oh, yeah. Well, so that was a little bit different. That was amazing. So I spent, although I had
Your theme and how you went about it,
So for me, I always food is number one.
Okay.
I always think about who's coming. Of course, this was an adult only party.
Oh, true. Okay.
And so then I didn't really have to do kid food, right?
Okay.
So the food, we start with the food. We make sure that we've got enough for guest count is huge, right? So you always want to make sure, even if you, for me,
Go over.
right? Go over, and
Okay.
then, but take, if you're going to invite 100 people, just expect that half of them are going to show up.
Okay.
right?
That's the other way.
And
Okay.
so I always divide it in half, and usually with that, I'll always have over anyways, or
Okay.
you can add 10% to that.
Okay.
And then, but yeah, no, it was one of those things where I wanted balloons everywhere. I wanted an entrance,
Right,
of
presents.
balloons. I wanted to have a, which I never used. It was the photo booth.
Okay.
But I never.
Well, they're fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. So I saw all these crazy pictures that everybody did. And I never once went over there and took a picture. But
don't you hate that? When it's your own party, you've done something, and you didn't even taste the cake, or the whatever the food. Go ahead.
Yeah. And usually when it's my party, I'm not the person that's having the most fun. I am the one that's talking and making my rounds and making sure that this is happening and whatnot. And I forget to actually enjoy the actual party, right, in the moment. I've gotten better at it, as I've gotten older, because it's like, no, I did all this work. I want to enjoy it.
Think about when you have a dinner party or some dinner at your house, you're constantly running around going, okay, do they have what they need? Does everybody have it? And you're not, but as you're right. You start to realize, hey, tell somebody, come on there, get it yourself. Hey, did you need this? Just enjoy that moment and let it just kind of go from the hip.
Right. And so, and with the food, you always have to make sure that you've covered all your bases, whether you need, steak, a chicken, a vegetables, or a fish,
or
so you
vegan now, gluten-free, all this.
Correct, right? So you have so many diets, and then with that, dessert, so many different people like different desserts. So we had, of course, cookies, cupcakes, a huge cake that I didn't. I have to admit I never got. And then we had a DJ. That was so super important. We had to make sure that everybody had a good time. Yep. And because it was in February, it was cold, it was outside, we had to make sure that the tent was up. It had walls. There was the fires were going in the fire pits. We had the heaters. So it was just about making sure everybody was comfortable. So my centerpiece, or when you walked in the door, and when I was talking about like something that's
the
visually wow factor that you want, is we had it's not really a shot block, but it was a champagne sculpted ice block that we had poured champagne into the block, and
it just streamed down.
It poured into your glass. So it was, because I have to.
This was special. No, it was special. But I'm loving this. This is the reason. This is why you are who you are.
Right.
This is why we are doing what we're doing, and this is why people need to tune in.
Yeah.
And they need to sign up and do because of that. Look what you're doing.
Yeah.
And what cupcakes? Keep going. Yeah.
Well, and the biggest part of it that I hadn't even talked about was that we had a casino night. So it was a casino royale. So everybody had to dress up and get fancy, and so we had game tables everywhere. We had craps tables. And we had obviously, because gambling isn't legal in Texas, except for Texas Hold'em, but we had prizes, we had giveaways. So we gave away an entire wine fridge that was fully stocked, and we gave.
You want to go to Kayleen's parties? You want to learn from her? You want to be a part of it? Okay, keep going.
Yeah, we had we gave away an Apple Watch. We gave away a whole a magnum of Veuve that lit up that you can't really nobody can get them right now. So we do have some for sale at the store, which by the way. So it was great. It was fabulous. Everybody had a great time. It was just super fun. Everybody enjoyed. The pictures were amazing. My brother flew in from South Carolina.
Wow.
So, it was great. It was very
that's
cool.
the thing. Listen to the memories and the stories, why it's so important when you're having a party, while you're having an event, to learn. Keep going.
Right. Well, I almost forgot. Like, our giveaways were a little champagne bottle. So, with a straw and
there
a
you go
around it. So, everybody walked away with a miniature champagne bottle. And
there are a lot of people right now who still have those. And when they look at it, they're going to know, that was the party I went to. That's Kayleen's party. And, it's that kind of stuff. So people think, well, you're just going to have a dinner party, or you're going to have an event, and, I'll just throw this together. It's unacceptable. You can do it.
Yeah.
It's like anything. You can get away with anything.
I usually start 4 months ahead. 4 to 6 months. And the reason is because I don't want to have to worry about the last minute things. I think about every spot. I think about every table, every table, where it's going to be laid out. I think I drew a picture twice. About where all the tables were supposed to go, where all the game tables were supposed to go, where the cake table was, where the ice block sculpture was, where the photo booth was, and that's because I visually have to walk through the space, and I don't want to leave anything out, because once it's up and you start to do this, you start to think, oh my gosh, I forgot ice, which is important. You need ice for any party, right? And that's the last thing you get.
I'm sorry, that's another thing that's important.
And you wait to the last minute, but you need to schedule that, because if you don't, then you're running to the store while everybody's...
And you can't do that.
Yeah.
You're not planning. No one wants to chase an event.
No.
The worst thing you can do is chase an event, didn't plan, don't have a budget. I mean, people think about, well, I can just rent out. Well, yeah, but then you're going to overdo, or you're not going to find something. Right. You're going to be pulling your head out going like, plan months. Look, I love that. 4 months ahead. Plan ahead.
Yeah, and if you're going to order anything online, and especially now because, oh my goodness, we have so many delays and shipping and all this stuff from COVID. So it's, if you wait till 2 to 3 weeks before, you may not get it.
You may not.
So even if it's coming from like Party City, they can't guarantee that you're going to get it on time. So, make sure anything that's from Etsy or Amazon or, plan it out. Think about every detail.
Planning. We'll talk more about that on September 8th at the virtual happy hour tutorial party. So we're going to take a quick commercial because we need one. I know, I ran over, y'all can tell, because I just kind of do what I want sometimes.
It's probably my fault.
I'll get in trouble. But anyway, we'll be right back.
Hi, my name is Dr. Willie Villarreal. I'm a board-certified family nurse practitioner, doctor of nursing practice, and owner and founder at Core Sports Health here in Conroe. At Core, we take a root cause functional medicine approach to help you achieve your optimal health and vitality. If you're suffering from any of the following symptoms, we can help you through a comprehensive treatment plan that includes diet and nutrition, exercise and activity, hormonal balance, and stress reduction. For an appointment, please call us at 936-441-2673 or visit us online at coresportshealth.com. Thank you and hope to see you soon.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
Hi everyone, this is Chef Laurent. I'm the owner of Taste of Paris, a catering company for seniors. If you want to know more about our services, give us a call at 832-415-7374 or visit our webpage at laurentvalsculinary.com. Thank you.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
Well, welcome back. Look at this. Isn't this fun? We are party planning, event planning. I've got Kaylin Geyser in the studio with cupcakes and bubbles, and we're having the time of our life.
We are.
We are party planning, and we're learning all kinds of things. We're going to be talking briefly here about our virtual event that we're doing.
Yes.
But so I want to show a picture of the room. Okay, so that's the best I could do, okay, Kayleen? I know it looks better in person, but you want to kind of tell everybody a little bit about both sides. Is that like the station area there, and kind of a little bit more about the room?
Yeah, so the actual room that you see that on the right there with the flowers, that is our party room. That table was custom made to fit 12 people comfortably. We've gotten more than that around it, but now that COVID happens, maybe 6 people can sit now.
Exactly.
But it's a big space. We use that room for our parties. We use it for our cupcake decorating classes. Or if just, if people just come in and they want to have they have a larger group, they can come sit and enjoy it. But that room is really nice. It has these big glass doors that you can enclose.
Wow.
And kind of segregate yourself in there. And on the other side over there, on the left side, is just on the other side of that room, we've got an entire merchandising area. So once we get our inventory of clothes in, they'll be hanging from there, so you can kind of go through. Right now we've got just wine gifts and stuff and bottles. All of our bottles are retail. In fact, if you come in and buy a bottle, you get a 15% discount automatic.
So there you go. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Not only are you going to get stuff that you don't find in the stores, but you're also going to get a discount.
That's right.
So hello.
Yes.
Hello. And you're going to get some cupcakes. Hello. Okay. Sorry. Keep going.
It's good.
Yeah.
So we love that party room. That party room is nice. It is big for the space, but it's not like overly huge, right? So it's just the right amount of. We've got a little area that we can.
And that's where you do the cupcake decoratings, and that's where the truck shows are held, and
the wine tastings.
Wine tastings are held, and if someone wants to, rent it all out, and they can. That's where it's done.
Yes.
And you can kind of create your own thing. Yeah. And speaking of that, September 8th, let's talk a little bit about. So we are still planning. We're so excited. We're still planning kind of what our theme's going to be.
Yep.
And you can imagine the endless ideas that are going to be coming out. But we want to definitely, it's September 8th. The first one we're kicking off, virtual happy hour. You can put that up, Cara, if you want, if you get a chance. And it's $50 right now. Is for the first one.
Yeah.
But as we do more, and if there's more involved, but this is kind of our kickoff one.
Yeah.
And we're going to be there live at the store. And we're going to kind of literally start off with giving you some ideas and different tips and things like that nature. But we're still kind of planning that out. September 8th. So register. I would encourage everyone to register because it is virtual.
Yes.
I picked a time, we did, rather, that we thought wouldn't affect school.
Yeah.
Right? I mean,
right.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's online. So if you are somewhere else, you can certainly log in. And we're going to have some fun.
We are.
We're going to be creative, and you're not going to want to miss it.
Yes.
And then we're going to have a lot of carry-ons after that.
Correct.
But again, the whole idea is being creative. You want to talk a little bit about that? Yeah.
Yep. And it's gonna be fun because we're gonna talk about tips and tricks and anything
do's and don'ts.
Yes.
What's in, what's not.
Yeah. So it's gonna be a good learning session.
Yeah.
Too.
No,
So.
it is. And you think about people who are doing dinner parties at home, and people who are kind of now I think people are starting to get back out more. I mean, what is your feel?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to tell. Our area is quite
kind of quiet, dead, as they say.
Yeah.
Dead. Okay.
So there's not a whole lot of movement.
Okay.
But it's getting better.
Okay.
People are coming back out. I'm seeing an uptick in that. But other than that, it's kind of hard to tell.
Yeah.
I think I think there's a lot of people who are still either worried about it or they're worried about giving it to a loved
someone
one,
else.
right?
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that you just have to be smart about. You just have to watch your surroundings, and if you're sick, stay home.
Yeah, exactly.
Just be smart.
Be smart. Don't be silly. Yeah, and one of the things we're also going to make sure that during the virtual event, and go to www.eventsbykashay.com. On there in the notes, you will see that have your pad and pen.
Yeah.
Be ready to also chime in. We want to make it interactive, and that people can, if you have questions or you have amazing ideas or things that something coming up, something planning,
right?
Future events or things that you want to do at Cupcakes and Bubble. If you're thinking, hey, I have an event in mind and I'm thinking I want to do this, I want to rent out the space. This is a perfect time to talk to her.
Yeah.
Perfect time to, go back and forth and brainstorm some ideas, share with the group of ladies.
Yes.
How much fun will that be?
It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Yeah, and do things of that nature and stuff like that. So right now, if people want to go to the shop, what are have your hours changed?
They
have to pre-order
we've we've modified our hours. We're not quite back where we were, but we're closed every Monday.
Okay,
so we're
open
open
Mondays. Okay.
Tuesday through Saturday. We've changed our hours from noon to 8 p.m. And then on Sundays, we're noon to 5.
Okay.
So we used to be open later on the weekends and earlier as well. But now, we're just kind of easing back into it.
Sure.
And we're just taking every day in stride.
And I love the new idea online, the store.
Yeah.
That is huge. I think, and we'll certainly be talking about that at the virtual event.
Yes.
And different ideas about people who can, do different things in that nature and plan ahead and do some different things. But as far as what would you say? Maybe top 1 to 2, maybe 3 things that are just some don'ts that people do that you see that are like, whether it's a story you want to say or something you would just say, just don't do this, don't make this mistake, or come on.
The main thing mainly is I guess for me,
for you,
if you're gonna stress about it, if it's gonna make you cry,
don't cry. Drink champagne.
Yes, right.
That's what you think.
Yeah, if you're gonna get in a fight with your spouse about it,
oh Lord, no fights. Y'all have fun. Don't fight.
Then just don't do those things, right? So if you think that if you it's like if this is the day that you think that you're gonna make your own cake because you want to save some cash. and you want to have it for your kid's birthday party or whatever, just prepare that if it turns out badly, that it's okay.
Yeah.
Don't worry about
Accept
it.
that.
Or, you know, but I would not just chance it and say, you know what, I'm just going to save some cash and I'm going to do this myself. Or with decorations, if you think you're going to make your own decorations
Yeah.
or your table, don't.
Well, I think it goes back to what you said earlier.
Yeah.
Plan.
Yes.
You know, if you know that life is all about planning.
Yes.
It will change. Plans change. We know
Yes.
that. But you've got to set something in place.
Correct.
And I love what you said earlier. If you know you're on a budget, or you know that, you know, hey, I'm trying to make something work, plan ahead.
Mm-hmm.
There is nothing, no one ever said you were wrong for planning too far ahead.
Right.
You know, because again, as you go along, things will develop, things will
Yes.
open up, you will find
Yes.
things, savings, discounts, all those kind of things. New, you know, creations come out, and new, you know, different ways that you can expand on. But if you don't plan
Yes.
ahead of time, and
That's
then
right.
you're trying to cram it all in,
Yeah.
that's when the stress
Right.
comes in. That's when you're overspending. That's when you're, go ahead,
You know,
yeah.
Well, you know, and there's things that are just out of your control. And if it is and
Yeah.
it happens, then be prepared to let it go. It's okay. For example, for my birthday party, so my 40th,
Okay.
oh my goodness, my poor DJ's mother died the day before.
Oh my God.
And I, you know, texted him right away and I said, you know, we don't need to do,
Don't
I'm
you
good.
even-
Don't,
yeah.
don't. Like, you need to stay home with your family. I'm
Right.
so sorry. You know, I sent him a gift. And
It's certainly not
just
planned.
Don't come. You know, I'm good.
Yeah,
We're
exactly,
good.
yeah.
We can just put the radio on, whatever. I'm fine.
Sure.
But lo and behold, that guy is amazing. I
showed
love him
up.
to death
Wow.
because Nick Dante
Yeah, give him a
is the
shout out. We
best.
gotta give him a
Yes,
shout
I
out.
have to because he showed up anyway. He's like, nope, I'm doing your birthday party.
Wow.
I told you I was going to be there. I'm going to be there. But I was prepared to, you know, if
Again. Who knew?
like, you know, I did not expect him to show up, and
That's
I
a great
didn't want him to
example.
show up
Great
because he
example.
needed to be with his family. But for me, it was one of those things, you know, it was, you know, I plan on having a DJ, but
Right.
at the end of the day, there's nothing you can do about that,
Right.
and you just need to move on, you know.
And
Just
I think it's
live without it.
Right,
You're
it's,
okay.
It's being like you said, and I think when I've had events and there are so many different things that happen, so much stuff that goes on, as they say, but the show must go on.
Absolutely.
And a lot of
Yeah.
times, when you work from the natural and
Yeah.
and something that didn't go, you start to realize, oh, this actually worked better, or
Right.
no one missed it.
Nobody misses
Nobody
it. And I was about
knew.
to say
Nobody
that.
knows. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, so
Nobody
if
knows.
something doesn't happen, nobody knows, or they don't care. They just
Then
don't.
they've had four
So-
drinks and they don't even know where they. No, I'm joking.
Yeah. Start giving out shots. No.
Just, you know what? The
Yeah.
DJ didn't show up. You know what? Turn up the drinks. No, but
That's
to your
right.
point,
Yeah.
people really don't. You yourself are
the
in
only
your own
person
head,
that-
right?
They're
As
the,
they
you're
say.
the only person that knows what did
Yeah.
or didn't happen.
Yeah.
So
Interesting. Yeah. We're going to take another quick commercial because I don't want to make a mistake like I did last time. Yeah, we'll be right back.
Hello, my name is Dr. Sadaf Javed. I'm a child and adolescent psychiatrist and I see adults also. I've been practicing in the Greater Houston area for the past 5 years and my practice is in the west side of town. In these unprecedented times, it is so important to check in with your mental health. Please pick up the phone and call 832-304-7244 or mycognitivepsychiatry.com and we would be happy to help. Thank you.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
It started as a dream. When I was a little kid, I always wanted to have my own restaurant, and it was a dream that finally we had the opportunity to build it here in the Woodlands, and I'm so happy with it.
It's a really authentic Italian food. I try to maintain the most original possible. It's very important. Every day I make my fresh pasta.
Chi mangia bene, mangia
italiano.
italiano. Please come and visit us.
This was a proud sponsor of KNLY 91.1 FM.
Welcome back to Today with Kashay. It's cupcakes and bubbles, it's events, it's parties, it's all of that. I've got Kaylin Geyser in the studio, and we're talking about how to plan. The key is to plan and don't stress, but to be creative.
Yeah.
Because like she said, you plan. So we want your feedback. This is a great opportunity because we still have a little time. If you've got certain ideas, you've got certain questions that you want, anything, we want your feedback.
Or a topic that you would just want us to cover or have any questions about, we would love to be able to.
Give us that information ahead of time.
Well, I mean, because we know what we're it's one of those things where we do this all the time, that if we've missed anything that somebody's always had a question about, like maybe it's an etiquette deal or, and they've never gotten there. They just don't know what's, I guess, maybe.
Right, and don't be afraid. Don't think, oh my God, I don't know if I should comment. I don't know if I should say. Y'all know both of us. We are not that kind of, we are open-minded. So if there's something that you're not sure about, should I use this napkin over this napkin? Do I use real plates versus paper plates? We got some quick answers on those. I'm just joking. But no, I mean, the whole idea is we want this to be almost something that is your library, your ability to come to us and have all of these tools and get from us, so that you then, when you step out, you're comfortable, and you're happy, and you know where to go. You go, okay, these are where I'm going.
And what's great is if they join us, then we can make sure that they have exclusive access to our future events and what we're going to do. So
because this is the kickoff. So this is kind of one of the ones you want to be a part of to kick off. Give some feedback, tell us what you want, because then we're going to do a series, and if you start the process, it's kind of like the grandfathered in effect. You're going to be a part of helping us kind of create that a standard, if you will, the standard that you want and the way that you want, so that we can carry that out and be creative. I mean, there's no limits.
Right.
I always say, in creating an event and doing a party, don't use your wildest dreams and your wildest ideas. Put them into play, think through them, and put them out there. There's nothing wrong with that. Creativity is the key. And I think the more you're creative and you sit down, is even with what I do. I have give free consultation. Come sit with me.
Yes.
Come sit with me. Let's brainstorm some ideas.
Yes, absolutely.
And think through what it is that you've had and you want to create.
Yes.
And then we can go through that. We can say, I can tell you you're spot on, you're far-fetched, we can laugh about it, we can cry about it.
Yeah, and we have some ideas. If you need ideas, we have a bank.
I mean, think about it.
We can always help.
You've done. Let's speak about that. You've done a lot of events here in the community.
A lot.
I mean, and briefly, what are some of the key things that people? What are some of the pain points that people have said to you or their struggles, or do you have the client that says, I got it all right, and you're like, oh my God, if she could just listen to me, but I can't, what do you face when you're out there? So people all can kind of get a feel for it.
Well, I mean, I think the biggest thing is numbers. It's always guest numbers. A lot of people overshoot, or they think, if they invite 100 people, 100 people are coming.
Heard this one.
Yeah, so, or
their feelings hurt.
Right. So, it's always best, and it's really hard to get those RSVPs back. So nobody RSVPs.
Or they say, I'm coming. You'll run into them in the store, and they'll go, oh yeah, I'm going to be there. Yeah. And you're like, they're really going to come. And
they don't.
Okay.
And that's the thing, right, too. So once you get RSVPs, you kind of have to guess, we just threw a little gathering this past weekend for my 6-year-old. It was her birthday.
Oh my gosh.
So we let her invite 10 closest friends because of the whole social distancing. We put tables.
Everybody had. Oh, you did?
We put tables all over the yard because we made sure that people, if they wanted to social distance, they could, right? Okay. And I will say this, because of COVID, we've had to change a lot of things. Like, for example, we had a cake for her, but I made her blow out her candle on a cupcake so that it didn't blow out the candle on the cake because, COVID.
Because you can't spit on the cake.
You can't spit on the cake anymore.
All these years I didn't know. We've been spitting on cakes.
That's right.
Dang it.
Can't do that anymore.
Okay, go ahead.
So she had to blow out her candle on a cupcake, and then we passed out the cake. She wanted a piñata. Oh my goodness, the piñata was the biggest thing, right?
Yeah.
So each kid had to have their own blindfold.
Oh my God, that's right.
So
their own blindfold and mask. I'm just
so we didn't do the mask, but yeah, no, I can't. I can't.
Just do the cake.
So
yeah,
they or the siblings had to share a blindfold,
okay.
Right? So it was just
all the things you would have never imagined.
Never, but I've learned so much about being in the restaurant industry, and the do's and don'ts, and what's the right thing now. There's so many things that you just have to learn or watch out for or understand, and there's it's never ending.
And the key is adapting. We have to adapt. I always said, yes, there was a pandemic or whatever you want to call it, but we can't just stay behind the doors.
Yes. No, you have to.
You have to. I mean, if you joke, but people laugh about, and we're joking, but in the end, I mean, if this was something, and we're on this desert and we're locked down, I'm going to be the person that says the next morning, I'm going to walk. I'm going to keep looking because I can't give up.
You have to still live.
I mean,
and you can still have events. You just have to be smart about it, And and invite who you want to invite, and those, and don't get mad at the people that don't want to come because they are nervous.
Sure.
Because you'll have that, and it is what it is, because everybody has their own feelings about what's going on, and so you can't judge anybody.
Right, let people feel what they want to feel.
But you can definitely, as you plan for social distancing. Have games or something out. We're only,
this is where creativity comes in.
Yeah, exactly. So, have the tables distanced,
I love that idea.
Have different drink stations, or you make sure that you just have different aspects to kind of cater to them all now, because now it's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah, I mean, I think you have to, and if anything, it has taught us to be resilient, to understand how to look at our situation and say, okay, I'm not going to, what are you going to be? The person that just put your head in the sand? No.
Yeah.
Or you're going to be a person that says, how do I become creative?
Yeah.
And if anything, it stretches us.
Yeah.
And it makes us even better. And I love, and one of the things is the virtual happy hour tutorial that we're doing. We're going to have some fun with that.
Yeah, and what's nice about being virtual anyway is that I think a lot of people miss dressing up and whatnot, but at the end of the day, you can wear your PJs and you're at home.
Yeah.
You don't have to leave. So it's
because think about it. How many times have you thought, oh, I want to go to an event, or I want to go to this party, but I don't feel like getting dressed. I don't feel like getting up and getting dressed and driving.
I don't want to drive 45 minutes to
get
go
there.
Do that,
and then
or sit in traffic, or I have the kids. We can send the kids to play for an hour
in the room.
Yeah, so
and we're going to all be on there together, online, laughing, talking, sharing ideas.
Yes.
And again, we want your feedback.
Yeah.
We want your feedback. So please, again, it's September 8th at 2 p.m. is our first one we're kicking off. Go to www.eventsbykashay.com. Click book. Get in there. Everyone gets a complimentary gift. And you know what? It's going to be a lot of fun. With a lot, like she said, a lot of ideas from someone who's got tons of experience behind us. And so let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Let's have some fun. Let's see what we can create.
I'm excited.
All right. Well, it's almost, it's 12:58, so we got to go. But she and I are going to go do some creating. So
yes.
Have a wonderful day. Thanks for tuning in. Please register. We'll see everyone. Have a great day.
Yes.
Bye-bye.